Hi, welcome in this new yoga session. We are going to continue the explanation for the basic exercises. I hope you have found the tools we need and I wish you a good practice. Let's start. So for the first exercise you need a ball, tennis ball or something else. This can be quite soft or quite strong. I'm going to use a strong one because I have done the exercise for long enough not to have any pain in my feet. If you are in the mat, maybe this is going to be a little bit unstable because the ball, when you roll it on the mat, it tends to make the mat go somewhere, create this. Well, I am going to find my words soon. It's okay. So just try to be in a stable surface. So the first exercise is going to be a massage of the foot, but also an activation of the posterior fascial line, all the muscles and the fascia. So to come in balance, we have to push the weight of the body towards one of the heels. So like this, I push my weight from one heel to another. I give an accent to the internal rotation of the leg, which is going to keep all the weight by pushing the big toe on the floor. Once I am in balance, once all my weight is on the heel, I can take the ball and make some rolling movements, circles, eights, etc. Try to stay stable on the heel. Try to concentrate on the sensations that bringing the weight on the heel gives you. You do some circles. You can take your knee towards the outside or towards the center of the body. And you make some circles or some eights. Try to just be stable on the leg. Activate the leg. Try to connect. Try to connect the heel with the crown of the head, like you are on a line. You are hanging in a little line. You are trying to keep the center of the mass on the heel, in fact. And you try to do some circles, some eights, mobilize the hip. And also activate the other leg. This exercise is very important for you because it brings the tonicity of the foot. And brings more space between the metatarsals. The other leg is very active, pushes the floor, pushes the floor towards the earth. Wants to create a good foundation in the earth, like my heel is expanding towards the earth, and I push the big toe towards the floor to bring also an internal rotation here in the hip, which can place better the pelvis. Pelvis which stays horizontal and doesn't do this or this. Keep your respiration long, keep your belly free, don't contract your belly. And then you are going to put your second heel on the floor and you try to push yourself towards your heel. So my front heel pushes me towards my back heel and my back heel pushes me towards my front heel. What can happen here very easily is just to fall on the ball. This is not what I want. What I am asking you to do is to push yourself with your heel towards the front. This is going to bring your weight towards your front heel, and then you push your ball towards the floor and you re-push yourself towards your back heel, and then you repeat. I keep my heel on the floor, I want to push the mat towards the back, and then I come back and I want to push the mat towards the back leg stronger than front leg stronger than the back leg, and I repeat. It's only on the heels. Action is on the heels. You are going to feel this in your hips. Try to feel what's going on the hips. And then you are going to let the ball compare the sensations in both feet, in both legs, in both heels. Compare how your weight is going on the earth and the reaction of the earth is coming back towards your body, and try to feel what is different in the right and in the left side. And then we are going to the other side, so I push myself with my heel to go towards my other heel. And I activate an internal rotation. Internal is something, a movement that goes towards the center of the body. External is something that goes away from the center of the body, from the axis of the body. So an internal rotation it's a movement that brings the leg towards the center of the body. Once you have all your weight in your heel and the internal rotation is active, your hip is active, and you try to keep your pelvis horizontal. This is going to give you a correct placement, a correct position of the pelvis, and because the pelvis is correctly placed, all the back is going to be correctly placed. And then you can take the ball and make some circles. These exercises, you should repeat them always before your yoga session. This one and the other one we are going to do after. I'm not going to repeat them every time because we can use this time to continue a session. But keep in mind to do these two exercises before you do your yoga session. You do circles, you can do 8s. Keep all the weight on the floor. on the heel and push the big toe towards the floor. You can bring your knee on the outside or towards the center of the body in an internal rotation or in an external rotation of the hip. Keep your pelvis horizontal. Create the connection between the heel and the crown of the head. And you do the circles, you go everywhere under your feet. And then you are going to just let your front heel on the floor, and you are going to push yourself with your back heel towards your front heel. Try to keep the knee in the same direction with the fingers, with the toes. And try to catch the ball with your toes. It's not necessary to catch the ball, it's just the action to want to catch the ball. Maybe you can feel also this when you do it with your hand, like you want to catch your other hand and it brings expansion here. You push yourself towards your front heel with your back heel. Your knee is not flexed behind. It's really active. I push myself towards my front knee, and my front heel resists. My front heel wants to push me back towards my back heel. My back heel wants to push me towards my front heel. My front knee is going to flex, but my back knee is going to stay straight in extension and not in hyperextension. When the knee goes towards the back like this, knee is active only, extended only. When the knee is hyperextended, this is not active, this is passive. And you keep your pelvis and your back in the same position. You don't fall towards the front. You stay active. You push yourself towards the back, towards the front, towards the back, towards the front. And then you are going to stop this exercise. You come in both heels. Try to feel the difference between the two heels. Try to feel if it's balanced now, if you have the same sensations in the right and in the left side. Starting by the heels and coming up towards the legs, coming up towards the pelvis, the hips, the back of your lumbar spine in both sides, and also both sides of your belly. Try to feel the differences. Try to feel how everything is just posed. And this is going to make your body learn what's happening. So we are going to do the next exercise. This exercise is really important. The exercise with the inclined plane. The exercise with the inclined plane. You can use the inclined plane like this in the beginning, or maybe just a plane with a brick placed on the brick, and do the exercise with less inclination. The importance is not to go too fast. If you go too fast, the body is going to try to resist. So don't try to go too fast. It's not useful. To go towards the inclined plane, I'm going to put myself in the front of the plane, like one step behind. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in balance in one leg and put the other heel on the floor, on the plane. And what I'm trying to do is to push myself towards the plane. To check if you are well placed, you can bring your knee in extension and see if your pelvis stays horizontal. You just try to keep your pelvis horizontal. Your external edge of your foot is parallel to the axis of the body, or to the edge of the plane. Once you are towards your front heel and you see that your ankle is not flexing more, then you are going to push yourself towards your knee, towards your front heel, extending your back ankle, and you stay always on your heel. Don't fall in the front of the foot, stay on your heel. In the beginning, the first months, you are going to stay inclined, like you are bowing. You are bowing before you. In the beginning, the time will bring extension in the back of your shin, and will bring more flexion in your ankle. And with time, you are going to be able to create an internal rotation sufficiently important in your hip to come straight and not stay bowing in front of you. So in the beginning, just try to find a good inclination that is not too important for you, and little by little you are going to find more flexion in your ankle, and this is going to let you extend a little bit more the back of the shin. Stay on your heel. Try to feel what's happening in the back of your leg, in the back of your front leg, in your front hip. Try to feel the movement, little small movements on the skin, but not only, also in the depth of your leg towards the bones. Stay on your heel. Don't fall in the front leg. Feel the extension. Feel the warmth. Feel the small movements. Try to connect the crown of your head with your heel. We are trying to be in a balance, in a state of balance on the front leg. The back leg is just trying to help us stay in balance. It's not pushing us towards the front, not trying to push us somewhere or to pull us somewhere, just trying to help us keep balance. Try to keep your pelvis horizontal. Try to keep your belly free. Don't contract your belly. Feel what's happening in your leg and try to stay in the posture to bring tension towards the bone and not let tension only in the muscle. What we are trying here is to free the joints from the development of fascia in a chaotic way. which lets the joints stay in some margin of rotation or flexion extension, and not gain the amplitude that they should have. So what we are trying to do is free the joints. Stay on your heel. Feel what's happening on your leg. Feel what's happening in the back of the leg. Feel what's happening in the front of the leg. Try to stay in the pose. If you stay long enough, you feel little by little that the extension is coming towards your bone. Try to keep your body in a balance. Try to connect your crown of your head with your heel, your front heel. The knee is not blocked. Try to bring extension on your hip. If it is too much for you, you can stop a little bit earlier, but try to stay long enough. And then you come back on your back knee, on your back heel. Put yourself just in front of the plane. In front of the plane, try to feel what's happening both sides. Feel the difference between the left side and the right side. This is one of the exercises we can do with the plane. We are going to learn another one. I'm just going to do the other side. So for this reason I have to come in balance to the side I just extended, and then I put the other heel on the plane. I push myself towards the heel. Once that I see the ankle is not extended, it's not flexing more, I push myself by the extension of the back ankle, and I come to put all my weight on my front heel. Try to just activate internal rotation to be in balance, to keep the pelvis horizontal. In the beginning you are going to stay inclined towards your front. With time we can extend the hip, but this is going to ask for some time to let the back of the shin develop. Feel what's happening under your heel. Feel what's happening under your foot. Try to find the sensations all the way up from your heel to your hip. Keep all your weight in the heel. Don't let the weight fall in the front of the metatarsals. Stay on your heel. Try to find the balance on your front heel. I don't know how many times I said heel, but it's very important. And stay in the posture. This is one of the most important things we have to do to be able to do many yoga asanas. If not, if we don't do this, we compensate with the back. If there is not enough length in the posterior side of the leg, it's going to ask for length behind the back, and it's going to bring us in a posture that is not correct for the back. So try to just bring all your weight on the heel. You can also push your big toe towards the inclined plane. Try to feel the action that is present in your leg, the sensations that are present in your leg. What sensations change when you change the action of pushing your big toe towards the inclined plane? Try to feel if your belly is fine, if you are contracting. If you contract your belly, your respiration is immediately affected. Just try to let your belly free. Everything is going to be alright. One day. But there are some things very important to keep in mind when you work in general, when you live. Not to harm yourself. But we don't have the information about this, so very often we harm parts of the body we are not conscious of, and then there should be a solution, but the solution is not evident always. So we are going to learn all this little by little. Stay on your heel. Try to keep the balance on your heel. Once you feel you cannot stay anymore, you can come back on your back heel. You put your feet in the same level and you compare both sides. Take a little time to compare both sides, a little time to compare how the heels are in the floor. Which one is heavy, which one is light, which one is cold and which one is hot, which one brings you towards the back. All your body feel what's happening and compare both sides. Don't try to control how your body is placed. Normally you don't need anything else than your heels to do this. You can feel also your feet, but you have more sensations here on your heels. And then we are going to continue. So we are going to do more exercises with the inclined plane, but this one is very important, so try to do it every time you are going to do yoga, because the whole organism can react better in the exercises you do. That's it. Exercise, another one, which is very important, is just balance, finding balance. What does it mean? I will bring a brick before me. in the center, and I will come towards one of my heels. I free the other leg. I push my big toe on the floor to accentuate the internal rotation of my hip, and this will bring a tonicity in the whole leg. Once I am well placed on my heel, I can lift the other one and put it on the brick. The brick is not going to be stable. If I put my weight on the brick, it's going to fall. So my weight is going to stay on the heel, on my back heel. And you are going to see very fast in this exercise that we are not using enough our legs, and our legs cannot keep us enough in a position of balance, because we have many activities. We don't stay in one leg, we don't stand anymore in one leg, but normally the posture of the tree, Vrksasana, is a posture of pose, when people can stay 15 minutes without having any problem, and then they changed the leg. You see, it's like we stay like this and we talk, but we don't pause anymore. We have to run to do everything. Keep all your weight on your heel. Push your big toe towards the floor. Try to expand your toes. Try to bring them in maximal expansion, away from each other. Push your big toe towards the floor, and it's a little bit of force, it's not enormous. If I push my big toe very strongly on the floor, it's going to bring me towards the back. So try to find balance. Stay on your heel, push your big toe on the floor. Try to see if your belly is free. If you are contracting your belly, you let it free. Try to create a connection between the crown of your head and your heel. And we try to stay in the posture. This is it. This is going to create a better internal rotation of your hip, and this is going to create a stronger ankle, a better hip in the mobility, but also a stronger knee. So if you have ankle problems or knee problems, this is something you should consider doing. And then we are going to step on the floor, see what's happening both sides, feel what's happening in the ankles, feel what's happening in both knees. Feel where you find heat. Heat in joints means better lubrication. So if you have joints that are inflamed maybe, or a little bit used, you feel that something's not okay, you can try to bring more lubrication. And more lubrication means little by little trying to heal. We are going to push ourselves in the other side, in the other heel. I free my leg, I push my big toe on the floor to activate more internal rotation, and then I put my heel on the brick. Try to keep balance in the pelvis. Balance in the pelvis means balance in the back. Lumbar spine and thoracic spine are aligned. Your head is just trying to align everyone. Cervical spine is also trying to stay long. With this action of pushing my crown, the crown of my head towards the ceiling. With my heel. If I push my heel on the floor, it's because I want to bring the crown of my head towards the ceiling. This is all I'm doing. But try to stay. Try to feel a little bit what's happening in the leg. What's happening in the heel. This is bringing information to your body, so it is going to create new habits. And in fact, what I'm trying to do is change some of the body's habits and change some of the dynamics in general of our muscles. There are muscles we use less than we should and more than we should. So what I'm trying to do is bring balance in all this, so the body is going to be working normally without trying to compensate everywhere. This is what brings a normal joint function, and this is what makes us feel with the time that something's not all right. I have a joint that's not going well, the other one is going to do the job. The pelvis is not going to be symmetrical. This is going to bring a scoliosis in the back. So what can I do? Well, I can try to create balance in what's working, so I don't bring lack of balance anywhere else, which is happening every day today. In Western civilizations especially, this is it. This is our problem now. Try to stay in balance. Try to feel what's happening in the leg. You push your heel on the floor, you push your big toe on the floor. You want to bring the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Try to find this balance. Try to breathe in the balance. Try to feel also what's happening with in-breath and out-breath. Inhale and exhale. The fact that air is in or out changes the center of the mass. It brings us towards the front and then towards the back. This is really little sensations you have to find, but they are very useful for you. So we are going to step back, find the difference between the two sides. One of the things that is limiting us is our hips, the other one is our shoulders. One exercise we can do for the shoulders, just to stand, to be able to stand freely. If I stand and I want to take something which is relatively high, what's happening very often is that my shoulder has not enough mobility to go really high, and because of this I bring my back and I come higher. But this is not good for the back. You see here, I have another type of respiration. It is blocked here. If I bring my back in its place and I leave the movement happen only in the shoulder, then my respiration is alright, it's complete. But in the beginning we cannot feel this. This is alright if we do it once. It's alright if we do it once in a day, but what if I have to paint? And if I paint, I'm all the time like this. Ideally, I change my hand, but it's not enough. I'm going to have a problem right here. And if I have a problem right here, it's the diaphragm that's going to bring another problem, the heart another one, etc. Donc this is why I say we have to free the back from our legs, from our limbs, from our legs and arms. Other exercise we are going to do is you take a brick, then we are going just to keep your the elbows towards the axis of the body. Don't let them get away from one another. And you just try to bring the brick towards the ceiling without doing this with your back. Keep equilibrium, keep balance with your back. What does this mean, keep balance? That it means a long back placed in both hips. Try to bring your elbows towards the ceiling. Only this. It's not important to go very high. What's important here is to keep your elbows close to one another. You are trying to squeeze your brick with your hands. Feel what's happening in the shoulders. Try to keep your weight on your heels. Try to connect the crown of your head with your heels. Let the belly free. To let your respiration free. And you try to bring your elbows towards the ceiling, and it's not important if you go further than this, it's alright. Just try to stay in the posture. Try to squeeze your brick. Feel what's happening in the shoulders. Feel what's happening in your arms. Try to bring the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Try to exhale all the air that's in your lungs. You can use a sound for this, or mantra if you have, or just a syllable, it's enough. You can use a lam, for example. It's the element of earth. You do lam, just to exhale. And then you let your body and your belly free to inhale. You don't inhale with your lungs. You don't inhale with force. It's not necessary. Try to keep the posture. Try to bring. It's just an action. You want to bring your brick towards the ceiling, and you want to bring the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Try to feel the difference between the right arm and the left arm. Once you feel it's enough, you can bring the brick down. You let the brick in the side. Try to feel what's happening in the arms, in your hands also. So you put both legs in the same level to have the same transmission of forces in your body. And try to feel what's happening in both sides, in both of your arms. Concentrate in the hands also. Concentrate also in the shoulders. Keep your weight on your heels. Keep your belly long. Keep your belly free. Just try to feel what's happening both sides, so you know the difference between the right arm and the left arm. If you are like this, you are in an external rotation. You can bring your palms towards you without letting turn the shoulder with your arm, but only the arm in the joint. Your shoulder stays towards the back. And feel what's happening on both sides. We are going to do another posture. It's a preparation towards the triangle, Trikonasana. So for that you need an external rotation of your leg. And the preparation to go to this external rotation is to be really close to the wall, so you don't turn. So stay close to the wall, and what we are going to do is a step which is not very large. But what is important here is to rotate one leg, cut 90 degrees towards the exterior. We left the heel and we put it a little bit towards the front, and then we put it back on the floor. And try to keep both of your legs really aligned with the wall. Try to keep your hips aligned with the wall. Try to keep all the weight on the heels, not anywhere else. Be careful not to block the knee. One thing you can do to avoid blocking the knee is you let your heel go a little bit towards the outside, and you push your big toe towards the floor. And this is going to avoid blocking the knee. Stay on your heels. Feel what's happening on your hip, inside the hip. Try to keep both shoulders on the wall. Try to keep the connection of the crown of the head with your heels. So this is a first external rotation we can bring to go towards Trikonasana. What we are going to do is we are going to extend the knee and let the pelvis go towards the other leg. Extending the knee, we are going to be attentive in keeping both hips towards the wall and not turning. So if you stay here with your knee flexed, you push yourself towards the other heel, keeping the attention not to turn. This is the first preparation towards Trikonasana. You push yourself towards your heel and you try to straighten your knee. You can put your hand on your knee, it's alright. We are not going to take Trikonasana with our hand on the floor, not today. Just try to feel what's happening on your hip, try to feel the rotation, the external rotation, keep both shoulders on the wall. Try to just extend the knee. This is what we're trying to do. Feel what's happening inside your hip here. This brings external rotation of the hip. And your pelvis is just staying aligned with your back. So don't collapse in one side. Keep your back long in both sides. Try just to feel what's happening inside the hip. This is an external rotation. This is what we are going to try to do in many other asanas. This is just a preparation, but it's all right. You are going to evolve little by little to free the joint, and this is going to bring you many benefits in the everyday life as well. This is not only yoga. This is just how your body works. If you find that it's too long, we can come in the middle, so you push yourself towards your front heel with your back heel. So it's my back leg that's trying to bring me towards my front heel. I flex my knee, I let my knee flex itself. I don't flex my knee voluntarily, it's my leg that pushes me and makes my knee flex itself. And then I will bring both legs in the initial position. Try to feel the difference between the right hip and the left hip. If you feel that's a lot of effort here, we are going to see another exercise lying on the back, but we are just going to do the next side now. So you turn your toes 90 degrees and then you lift your heel, you put it on the floor. You can let your other heel go towards the outside a little bit. You push your big toe on the floor. Keep your knee flexed. Feel what's happening. Already here we are trying to work in an external rotation. It's like the dynamics of Warrior 2. But it's a preparation to work the external rotation here. So just be conscious of what's happening in both hips. Try to keep all your weight on the floor, on the heel. Sorry. Be conscious of what's happening. Conscious. Both shoulders on the wall, both hips on the wall. Don't let yourself turn. Keep the weight on the external side of your heel. Both sides. Let your belly free. And then you want to extend your knee. So you push your heel on the floor to bring extension in the knee. And you let the pelvis go with your other heel. You want to find length both sides. You want to find length in the front and in the back. Try to extend the heel always. We want to extend this knee. Feel what's happening in your hip. Hip joint is rotating towards the exterior. Your femur is rotating towards the exterior. This is a preparation only, but we have to go little by little in the postures to go correctly also. If we do a posture and we are not doing it correctly, well, we are not doing a posture. You should know also, energy doesn't flow like it should. So we are not at all in a posture when we do whatever we can to be like the image of the posture. If I let myself turn here, well, this is one thing that will keep me out of the posture. So stay on the wall, stay on the wall. Both shoulders on the wall, both hips on the wall, all the weight on the heels. Try to extend your knee. But don't block your knee. Stay on your heels. Feel what's happening in the hip joints. Try to find length also in your neck. Stay concentrated, stay on the body, in the sensations. I always push my heel on the floor to extend my knee, and I stay there. Feel what's rotating. Feel what's changing. Once you feel it's alright and you cannot stay more, then you come back. But it's important to stay in the posture to bring action in the joints and not just let them in the muscle. So you come back, you can just be in both legs, feel a little bit what's happening both sides, and then we are going to lie on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you like this what I'm going to do lying on the back. I am going to be like this, and I am going to bring my foot in the exterior of my knee and let my foot come down. And what's happening here normally is that my foot is going to make me turn. So this is why I'm going to put something here like another brick to stop me from turning. So I'm going to lie down. Like this you can see the rotation. The other side I'm going to turn in the other direction. So you are going to just bring your foot in the outside of your heel, of your knee. In the beginning, you try to keep your knee as long as possible. Your ankle as long as possible in the outside of the knee. And you are going to bring your other knee you are going to bring your other knee down very, very slowly. You are stopping the descending. You are just stopping it from falling freely. You are doing it really slowly. You can put a brick behind the pelvis. Behind the pelvis is just behind the bone, in the superior part of the bone. And then you let your knee fall and you stay there with a little intention of bringing your knee away from you, away from the center. I want to bring my knee far away from my belly. This is what I want. This is my intention. Like there is a little ball in my knee and I want to push the ball away, away, away. This is the action. The brick doesn't let me turn like this. This doesn't work. But if I put the brick, I am stable enough and I just try to work in my hip and I want to bring my knee far away, far away, far away. Keep a little bit of action in the knee. Like I don't want to let my knee fall down, I want to bring my knee away and little bit up. This is all the action I want to do. And maybe you are just here, it's alright. You stay there, you want to bring your knee away from you. External rotation is going to evolve gradually also. So this you can do it in your bed, reading something, for example, or watching something. It's alright, but keep the intention of bringing your your knee away from you and try to stabilize your pelvis. It's only this, it's creating space inside the hip joint. So you to come to come out of the posture. Sorry for the coughing. You just let your ankle go down. Don't bring your knee towards the center. It's going to contract your muscle. That's not going to help it. And then you feel both sides. Feel what's happening in both hips. And we are going to come up. I'm going to show you the next side. So here I am lying. What is it with lying down? I always have space in the back of my lumbar spine, really down towards the pelvis, not up here, really down towards the pelvis. I am placed in the third sacral vertebra. It's the beginning of your butt, of the line between the butt. And I will put the brick. I will put the brick in the higher part of my pelvis to stop it from turning. Then I will bring my foot in the exterior of my knee and I'm going to let my knee come down, but this is going to be really, really slow. I want to bring my knee away from me first, and gravity makes the knee come down, but I don't want to bring my knee down. I want to bring my knee really far from me, and I slow down the movement. This is going to create action in the inside of your hip. and this is going to create mobility in the inside of your hip. This is the first exercise to do to create external rotation. Like what we need in Trikonasana, for example, the exercise we just did. This is one more exercise that can help us develop the external rotation in the hip. External rotation which is necessary because if we don't have it, we compensate with the sacroiliac joint, and very often we have many inflammations in this zone and many tensions that stay there. So we have a lot of pain and we cannot explain it. Well, if you try to do this, you try to bring your knee far away from you, like there is someone with a rope in the inside of your knee, and it's trying to bring you away. This is an exercise that's very efficient to make you come out of your pain in the sacroiliac zone. I will show you where it is, the sacroiliac zone normally. So to come out from the exercise, in this one you can stay really long, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, it's alright. It's not so much. You just let your ankle come down, and then you put your both legs in the same level and you feel what's happening. So I'm going to show you what's the sacroiliac joint. It's the basis of the spine, right here. You have the sacroiliac joint. Many times you have pain here, and it's because when we are in external rotation of the leg, in fact, we bring all the iliac bone towards the sacroiliac joint, and it creates pain here because it creates inflammation. So I hope this was a good session for you. You can just lie down and feel a little bit the differences between the two sides, and also what's happening in the body, all the sensations. Try to search for the sensations from the skin towards the bone. Try to find what's happening. Try to find if you have sensations of pain also, and little by little we are going to understand what's happening, and we are going to understand where pain is coming from, so you are going to be able to resolve all this. So thank you for this session, and I invite you to the next session of next Sunday. Bye.